Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Cocking.
He's got a Foley.
I am, and we're here today to talk about a new ship. We got a new ship, and we're so excited because we love ships. And we got the Sombra class, which is amazing. The USS Peregrine. Oh my God, you have one already.
I have the first Eagle Moss prototype. They sent it to me, I guess, a year and 2 years ago. It was amazing. It just they were so ahead of the curve on that. I mean, wow.
Trekyards got the inside exclusive on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
it's wow. I mean, it stands up so much on its own.
Oh wait, the Sombra class. They're neat little ships. They're fast, and they're constructed with Constitution class parts.
So yes, the first shot was what we saw in the episode. Crashed. We've seen it in trailers. We've seen it in concept art since the very start. 100% of people assumed it was a full-on Constitution class. Farragut or Excalibur,
Congo
any of the many. Yeah. And given at the end they do tractor it out so it's not destroyed, they could easily have had it be a Connie and not damaged cannon of being one that survived. However, as you say, it's not a Constitution class. And I personally like a lot the reuse of interior sets. And they could get away with that on any ship class, even a Saladin version. So I don't know why on earth they just reused the exterior of a Connie when it's not a Connie. What the hell was the point in that? And it really, they've been so good on the show, and that is a big red flag.
Or lack of money. They didn't have money for another CGI model. So they're just like, we'll use the one. Because this is essentially the Enterprise from Disco Season 2. We'll talk about that in a minute, but a lot of the features line up window-wise on the rim of the saucer and stuff, so.
I mean, it wouldn't have taken much, I think we joked about this in our other review, to actually have, straight struts. And
different nacelles. They did make a point of saying it's a fast ship. So that would imply something different. Back in the day, for fast and stuff, they had Constitution class subclasses or variants that had different struts. They had the Von Hume class. They had a whole bunch of them that had different nacelles, a little bit different configurations here and there. Nothing's changed.
And given that there's almost no exterior work on it, maybe just filling in the nacelles, changing the nacelle colour, changing the grille colour, change the outer grills, change the bridge module, add some line panels, retexture it slightly, change the hue. I mean, you can see it's got a slight blue hue to some stripes, maybe, but to say they ran out of money, given all the other stuff they've done in the season, I mean, it could take a modeler half a day to modify any. And obviously in the 60s, they reused the Constitution class miniature a lot because they had limited. They actually had a limited budget for the grand scale they were doing, but it was always a Connie. Very disappointing because they've been so on top of their game. But the next shot though is when we see it in space. Now I was quite excited about this because you assume it's going to feel different in motion, and we'll see a shot of them together. But here is the front view. Does it feel any different? Does it look any different? Obviously, this is the season 1 version of Enterprise, so that is already slightly different. But
actually, yeah, the windows are just like the new Enterprise on Strange New Worlds. Actually,
I mean, maybe the deflector's an oval, or it's been crushed. I can't tell.
It's been crushed because you see it from the side.
Right.
Later, and it's smashed in.
It wouldn't even been as bad if they just used the season 1 model of the Enterprise, which doesn't have the windows, and then retextured it to use the exact same new Enterprise. If it's a smaller ship with under half the crew, and it's also the fully refitted Enterprise version. So why was the Sombra also refitted with the Enterprise? So it must be a brand new ship then. This is a brand new refit.
Yeah.
Next shot though is from the back, and the nacelles are identical, grills are identical, and boy, they repaired the ship a lot, didn't they? I mean, this thing is almost everything's sort of working in one form or another.
Yeah, I mean, just the only problem with it is that messed up nacelle, which is very reminiscent of the Doomsday Machine, seeing the Constellation with that janky nacelle originally. Makes me wonder how they got it off the planet as well, because they said that transporters and stuff wouldn't work in the atmosphere, so they bring the Enterprise down to its level and tractor it and pull it out with the Enterprise. Okay, I would have liked to have seen that. That would have been cool. Just saying.
They did kind of skirt past the idea of it crashing versus landing, because a Connie on a planet is a huge deal, and they kind of play it off as, I mean, if this is it crashing, it's very, very well intact. I mean, that's insanely well intact, considering. I mean, it kind of implies it was able to sort of hover and go down or something. Normally it would be if the source was ripped apart, if it was damaged so much you can even tell it wasn't the Connie, that would be fine. But it's barely damaged, so this thing basically landed.
Yeah.
But the next view, though, is then compared, sort of the front view, to kind of sense, is there anything you can sense differently? And yes, I've labelled them just so you know which one's which, Stuart. Just so you're fully clear.
Now, the thing is, a lot of people have been making the assumption that this is like half the size of a Constitution class or something silly like that, which then it wouldn't be using Constitution class parts now, would it? It would be using scaled down versions, which are not the same parts. They did make a point of saying there was a crew of 99. Now we know Pike's got a crew of about 230. People are just assuming it's half the size. This last shot, it's kind of clear that it's the same size as it goes by the camera. But I can see why people would get confused and say it looks like half the size from certain shots.
And certainly, I was okay. I was more happy to give them the benefit of the doubt, give them the bird of praise, do shrink, and then kind of cute to see a half a size Connie zipping around. But change your goddamn texturing at least. You put all this work into all this color. You put all this work into all this stuff, and you just let yourself down so big on this. Or just call it a Connie. Why give themselves an own goal? But the next view, though, is a very interesting side view, and it shows you it's not any smaller because the saucer has 2 decks, or even 3 decks there. So clearly, huge still. So it is no smaller because it has a lot of decks in the saucer. And the saucer, if the saucer is not smaller, the rest of it's not smaller.
But we do get a registry number, NCC 1549. So I was so excited to hear the new class of ship at the beginning of the episode, and then to get this, it's just such a shame.
Or even just another Connie. It's fine, just show the Farragut. I guess it means you're going to massacre the entire crew, which is kind of dramatic for 10 years pre-TOS, entire ship gets massacred. But, I mean, it happens. But the next view, though, is a shot to show off that it is definitely the same size because there's the exact same scaling as the previous episode where we see the back shuttle bay or the back cargo bay, and definitely clearly without motion blur shows the way that is framed. Thoughts, Stuart?
Everybody poops. Even Sombra classes. Yeah, this definitely does show the scale. The windows placements are the same as on the secondary hull as the Enterprise. So it's definitely clear that it's the same size just from those alone.
Yeah. I mean, probably not going to be able to see on this, but yes, I can see it's the same window placements.
Yeah, so just kind of disappointing. And I'm also looking at that now going, where's the door for this cargo bay? Where does it open up into?
I don't think they ever have a door, even though it's never open any other exterior.
From some exterior shots, there's no glow. There's no.
Well, that would be blatantly obvious. A big orange force field.
Yeah.
It's a very weird retcon. I know the Excelsior had sort of one, but it's nowhere this garish. It just feels really odd to have a big giant hole at the back there. The way it's framed, it's awkward. But it's a cool shot. And if this was the Sombra class, not the Constitution class, even though it's the Sombra, not the, if this had been, the shuttle bay, say, or if this had been the reveal of this class having this feature, like the entire second hull is a cargo bay, that would have been cool. Like it's so small, the whole thing's a cargo bay, super. But they've always had it on the Connie, so. But Stuart, the next view is some more technical side by sides. On the left, we have some Constitution class MSD style graphics. On the right, we have some Sombra class MSD style graphics. In the middle, we have a comparison of 2. Why do you laugh, Stuart?
It's the same. It's exactly the same. Oh, it's so sad.
But
No
it's
differences.
a Sombra class, Stuart, with 99 people crew, and it's faster. Can't you see?
Well, they didn't say it was faster than the Constitution. They just said it's fast. That's all they said.
I feel that's implied.
I thought so too, but just going to clarify that. They did not say it's faster than the Constitution.
But since it's fully refitted at the same level as the new Constitution class version, you would think it'd be faster than that. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. See the differences right there in front of you.
Now, I'm just going to point out that the lower middle picture, the Sombra class, looks a little bit wider, like taller. But it's just the way the graphic was grabbed off the screen. It has nothing to do with...
That was actually on its side, and
yeah,
it was the whole...
Yeah. There's no proportional differences. That being said, the bottom one does look better because it feels more like of the refit. It feels like a bulkier ship.
That is true.
Squat.
Yeah, the Discovery Enterprise really is, too thin in a few areas. So that definitely actually does feel slightly better scaled anyway. But the one thing they did do, Stuart, The one thing they should put effort in. The next shot, which is so subtle, is the few moments we spend on the bridge. They did change all the L cars to blue again, kind of like in Discovery, but a slightly different color palette. And they repainted or color graded the console, and the all the red is now blue. They actually did do something, but it's only like 2 long shots. You didn't even see it the first time. Like, they did do that.
Yep. I noticed the doors were blue, but I didn't notice the helm console was blue the first time I watched it. So subtle little things like this are perfectly acceptable in the TOS era. For most ship classes, you could have similar interiors, just with different colors. That's cool. But yeah, at least they did this. I gotta say, that's something anyway.
But you can't really tell. It's only in the episode for maybe a couple of minutes, and it's all close-ups.
Changing the computer displays back to the Season 2 Disco Prize, just blue. Maybe, as you said, color graded a little differently.
Yeah, the hue's lighter than Discovery Enterprise. And it's not bad at blue. It's very cold, but it's also not fully lit.
They're on an ice planet. That's why the ship's freezing.
I would love to know, though, if they did just recolor grade the red, because I can Q shift as well. Because to repaint all of this just for barely using it, like, it doesn't take that long, but to change your hero bridge, or just hue shift it maybe in post.
Yeah, I was wondering if they just paint it or use a wrap on it, or what they do. Yeah,
but at least give them credit for that one thing. But as we close on the final picture, that is the only thing they did do. And we were excited to see another Connie, and it's just amazing they just gave themselves a total own goal with this.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did damage it. They crinkled in the cell. They smushed in the deflector. So they did something to make it different. But
Stuart, we've got a new ship. We can now have fan films that include the Sombra class. And it's identical.
Yay.
You know, it's funny, in the olden days, there was a rule specifically that you can't show an identical clone of the hero ship in another medium.
So people get confused, yeah.
The Enterprise E in DS9 because they think it's Enterprise, or the Enterprise A in whatever. But they did the opposite rule. They showed an identical ship, saying it's different, which now confuses. Now every single time we see a Connie in any spaceport ever, we have to ask ourselves, is that a Connie or a Sombra class? And it's no different. It is.
Yeah.
And we're the ship guys, so we care.
We do.
Or, can you imagine you have your other fan film, we have 2 of the exact same ship, the exact same sets. One's a Sombra class that just wins in a race, and that's the only thing about the film. So, yep. Anything's identical, but we won. We're faster.
Just have your Klingon captain say, target the Sombra class ship, and then have the guy fire. Like, oh, you hit the wrong ship. Anyway. Comment down below what you guys thought about this. Did you notice it? What do you think about the design choice and ideas, and just the whole overall,
Thank you, Eagle Moss, for making a Sombra class already.
yeah.
Bible now.
Yeah. So let us know your thoughts, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to super thanks down below if you enjoyed what we did, and by all means join us for lives and stuff as well. And Put your 2 cents in, literally.
Well, I do more than that, because we do rely on this channel to live, as it's been our full-time job for many, many years now. We've been going many, many, many years now. Stuart's a bit crazy. But yes, support us if you can monthly via Patreon, or join the channel on YouTube one time at trekyards@hotmail.com. That is the PayPal address, or one-time donation during a super thanks, which is a video option. Any Edge video ever, you put a super thanks in, there's a new button next to the like, or super chat during the live shows. Same thing, super thanks, but live, and we get to talk to you live, and we love that. So if you can, please do. If you can't, don't worry. But really, if you can, please do.
So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Commander Sombra.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.